strange book in unknown language, the chill of a Bohemian winter, sometime in the early 15th century. We find ourselves within the stone walls of an austere monastery, perched high on a windswept hill. Life here is a rhythmic cycle of prayer, labor, and contemplation. Our focus settles on Brother Johannes, a young monk renowned for his skill with the quill. He is tasked with illuminating manuscripts, copying sacred texts, a duty he performs with meticulous precision. But lately, a disquiet has settled upon him. A new commission has arrived, a book unlike any he has ever encountered. Its pages are filled with bizarre plants, celestial charts that defy understanding, and naked nymphs frolicking in strange green pools. But most disturbingly, the text itself is utterly incomprehensible, written in an alphabet unknown to any scholar, any linguist, any soul who has ever walked the earth. A secret gnaws at Johannes, a feeling that this book holds a power, a knowledge that could shatter the very foundations of their faith. He begins to suspect that he is not meant to understand its meaning, that merely possessing it is a transgression. The weight of the strange book presses down on Johannes. Sleep offers no escape, as his dreams are now haunted by swirling symbols and alien landscapes. He confides his fears to the abbot, a stern but learned man who dismisses them as the product of an overactive imagination. The abbot assures him that the book was acquired from a reputable source, a wealthy patron known for his eccentric collection of curiosities. Yet, the abbot's reassurances ring hollow. Johannes notices a flicker of unease in the abbot's eyes, a subtle tightening of his jaw when the book is mentioned. He sees the abbot poring over the pages in the dead of night, a candle casting long, distorted shadows on his face. The abbot seems to be trying desperately to decipher the text, muttering incantations under his breath. Johannes begins to suspect that the abbot knows more than he lets on, that the book is not merely a scholarly oddity, but something far more sinister. Driven by a growing sense of dread, Johannes begins his own investigation. He delves into the monastery's archives, poring over ancient scrolls and forgotten tomes. He seeks answers in the dusty corners of the library, hoping to find a clue, a reference, anything that might shed light on the book's origins. He discovers whispers of forbidden knowledge, of ancient cults that practiced strange rituals in the forests beyond the monastery walls. He finds cryptic entries in the monastery's ledger, detailing large sums of money paid to shadowy figures who arrived under the cover of darkness. Each new discovery deepens the mystery and reinforces his belief that the book is connected to something dark and dangerous. He starts to record his findings in a coded journal, fearing that he is being watched, that his every move is being scrutinized. He has to work in secret, but he also knows he may be running out of time. Johannes turns to Brother Anselm, an elderly monk known for his encyclopedic knowledge of languages and ancient lore. Anselm, initially skeptical, becomes intrigued by Johannes' descriptions of the book and its enigmatic script. He examines Johannes' drawings of the glyphs, comparing them to various alphabets and symbol systems from across the known world. He finds no match, no parallel, no point of reference. One evening, Anselm summons Johannes to his cell, his face etched with concern. He reveals that he has overheard the abbot speaking in hushed tones with a group of cloaked figures, their voices barely audible, but their words filled with dark intent. Anselm warns Johans that the abbot is involved in something treacherous, something that could threaten the very existence of the monastery, and maybe far beyond. He is scared, but he decides to help Johans. The investigation takes a shocking turn when Johans discovers a hidden compartment within the book's cover. Inside, he finds a small, rolled-up parchment. Unfurling it, he recognizes a map, meticulously drawn, depicting a location not far from the monastery. The map marks a cave nestled deep within the dense forest. More shocking, the map is not drawn with ink, but with dried blood. Realizing the significance of this discovery, Johans shares it with brother Anselm. They decide to venture into the forest and explore the cave, hoping to uncover the truth behind the book's origins and the abbot's secret dealings. They set out under the cover of darkness, armed with only their faith and a flickering lantern, unaware of the dangers that await them in the shadows. The cave is damp and claustrophobic, the air thick with the stench of decay. As Johans and Anselm venture deeper, they find evidence of ritualistic practices, strange symbols painted on the walls, crude altars stained with blood, and the skeletal remains of animals in the center of the cave. They discover a hidden chamber. Inside, they find the abbot, surrounded by the cloaked figures, chanting in a guttural tongue. They are performing a dark ceremony, their faces contorted in ecstasy. Johans and Anselm realize with horror that the abbot is not a devout man of God, but a leader of a pagan cult, and the strange book is their sacred text. The text is not meant to be read, but the symbols are keys to a ritual to open a door to something beyond human comprehension. The abbot raises his hands and sees the two monks standing at the entrance of the cave. The abbot, enraged by their intrusion, orders his followers to seize Johans and Anselm. A struggle ensues, the cave echoing with shouts and the clash of steel. Anselm, despite his age, fights bravely, buying Johans precious time, but they are outnumbered, outmatched. Anselm is struck down, his body falling lifeless to the cold stone floor. Johans, overcome with grief and fear, manages to escape the cave, fleeing back towards the monastery. Pursued by the abbot's wrathful followers, he knows he must warn the other monks, expose the abbot's treachery, and prevent the cult from unleashing its dark magic upon the world. But he is alone, wounded, and running out of strength. Johans reaches the monastery, his lungs burning, his body aching. He bursts into the chapel, interrupting the evening prayers, and cries out his warning. But his words are met with disbelief and suspicion. The monks, loyal to the abbot, refuse to believe his accusations. The abbot arrives, feigning shock and outrage, accusing Johans of madness and heresy. He claims that Johans has been driven to insanity by his obsession with the strange book. The monks, swayed by the abbot's charisma and the lack of evidence, turn against Johans. He is branded a heretic, a blasphemer, and condemned to be locked away in the monastery's dungeon. Left to rot in darkness, locked in the dungeon, Johans is left to ponder the terrible irony of his fate. He tried to uncover the truth, to protect the monastery from evil, but his efforts have been twisted against him. He is now a prisoner of the very darkness he sought to expose. The strange book remains in the abbot's possession, its secrets locked away, its power unchecked. The cult continues its dark rituals, their influence growing stronger with each passing day. The monastery, once a beacon of faith and knowledge, has become a haven for evil. Johans knows that his cries for help will never be heard, that he is doomed to die in this cold, dark place, his name forever tarnished.